Getting women to like you is hard. Nay, it's damn near impossible. And you've tried everything. You've tried putting on deodorant? Nope, doesn't work. Tried learning to play guitar? Nope, they just thought you were homeless. You even tried buying a Tesla, and none of it works. And why? That's because women only care about one thing, and that is a massive, God-given piece of metal called an engine. See, peacocks have their big tail, bucks have their big horns, and humans have nothing. We can't just walk around dangling our Slim Jims out. So to make an impression, we need a loud ass car that actually sounds good. So I'm gonna show you the best engines or cars that you can buy for around $3,000, and we're gonna start out with those puny little engines for the guys who know how to use it, and then we'll work our way up to those massive long blocks for those guys who just want to destroy everything in their path. And number one, you knew was coming, is the Mazda 13B. This is a two-rotor rotary engine, and you can get it in the RX-8 or the FC RX-7 for around $3,000. These engines sound especially amazing turbocharged, and let's take a listen. Now keep in mind that these cars are going to require a lot of attention. I don't know if you've heard, but there's this thing called an apex seal, and they kind of go wrong on this car, so just make sure you plan for that if you ever take a girl on a date in this thing. The biggest reason I think this engine is so good is because it lets you mansplain to women, which of course they love. Hey baby, you want to know how a rotary engine works? No, not really. It's okay. I don't mind. Oh yeah, no, don't worry. So it's basically like a spinning triangle. Like, you know how a normal engine works, right? Oh, you don't? Okay, so basically... Okay, number two is the Honda D-Series motor. So yeah, if you've ever watched those car show compilations and you've got cars doing pulls, the best sounding ones are always these Honda Civics with a D-Series engine. If you are looking for an engine that works on women, this is it, alright? It shows them that you are humble and that you're understated because you drive a Honda. And as we know, people with big and people with big bank accounts always drive Hondas. Also helps if you tastefully modify it like this beauty with a subtle spoiler and an understated exhaust note. So let's just take a listen to this one again. Oh yeah. Music. Alright, number three is the Scion engine. It has a straight four. The Scion TC basically is the car I'm talking about, because it actually sounds mean. It was meant to be like a sort of sporty, like Civic Coupe, basically a Toyota version, but yeah, these cars actually sound sporty, and yeah, that's basically all I can say. A front wheel drive, practical, reliable. They just sound kind of sporty. If you're actually watching this video to car shop, this is a good choice. Just keep in mind it's front wheel drive, so it's a bit boring. All right, moving it on to one of my favorite options on this list is the VAG 1.8T, and as you can see, this car will make you automatically a pussy slayer. And you could get this engine in an Audi TT, the Audi A4, the Volkswagen Golf, Volkswagen Jetta, basically a ton of cars. I'm probably missed like 2 or 3 cars there that came with this engine, and they're all pretty affordable because the engine is reliable. You can tune them to make a lot of power, but the cars not so much. So you can buy them cheap with that engine in, and yeah, you can have a ton of fun just tuning these cars up, and they sound super sick. Just, they sound awesome. And yeah, there's a ton of documentation on how to tune them because, like I said, everybody tunes these little guys. Just make sure that you have a girlfriend that doesn't want a lot of attention, because like I said, the cars break down a lot. So maybe let her have a backup boyfriend, you know, just like your friend who you let him smash every once in a while. All right, number 5 is like I said, we're moving up in size. 5-cylinder, the Volvo Inline 5. So yeah, this is an inline 5-cylinder. As you know, they exist. It sounds like a baby V10. It almost has that V10 sound, but just half the cylinders. It's pretty interesting because most cars don't have 5 cylinders, so you know, girls will start to think you're interesting. Then it's only up to you to keep up that facade. And you could get this engine in like an 850R, a 6S60R. Basically, there's a few Volvos that you can get it in, and I didn't research it that much, but some of them have turbos as well. So honestly, if you just look up Volvo and then figure it out yourself. All right, as you know, BMW is famous for their inline sixes. Yes, that's right. So here's a funny car-related meme that I found. Honestly, these engines just sound fucking mean, and BMWs are really cool. Obviously, BMWs work on women. I mean, why wouldn't they? They like to pretend that they don't like guys with BMWs, but they do. You just gotta convince them. You just gotta do your little dance of love, you know, rev it a couple times, and they'll come running. All right, number 7 is the Toyota 2JZ, dude. So yeah, in this video, I'm actually talking about the 2JZ GE, which the turbo one is the 2JZ GTE, which is the one in the Supra, but you can get the non-turbo version for about $3K if you buy a Lexus IS300 or a Lexus SC300. Now, the upside of this is that you get to tell girls that you have a 2JZ in your car, which of course, that is gonna work on girls as well. They all know what 2JZs are, and they all know how legendary they are. These engines sound really good with a turbo, and I heard somewhere that they take boost pretty well. I don't know, I'm not sure where I heard that from. All right, number 8 is my favorite. This is the sickest sounding car. When I was doing the research, I was literally everywhere when I was listening to this car. So let's just have a listen first. My cats are fucking sparring out there. Okay, let's have another listen. So basically what this is a Subaru H6 or flat 6 or Subaru 6-cylinder basically, and then you put equal length headers on it, because if you didn't know, that boxer rumble, the sound that Subarus are distinct for, comes from unequal length headers. So you put equal length headers on, it sounds like a Porsche because they have the same engine. There's the explanation. Basically, this car sounds insanely good for a reason. It just sounds like a GT3. I would suggest going for the Legacy GT because you can get it H6, and it looks like a normal sedan, and it looks pretty good. I wouldn't go for the Outback because that's kind of an ugly car. Also, while we watch this video, I just want to point out this guy's shirt. Sinking beers, I forgot what it said. Sinking beers and driving cars, that's illegal. I'm no expert, but I heard that's illegal somewhere. But yeah, honestly, if I had more money right now, I would be buying the out of this car. It sounds so good. It's literally like a front-engine Porsche with all-wheel drive, and it sounds so good. All right, number 9 is the Mustang V6. Yeah, So the Mustang V6 actually sounds insanely mean, especially for what it is. Most V6s have that like sound that they make. They don't really sound that good, but these sound awesome. My friend had one, like a stock Mustang, and it just crackled a ton whenever he revved it, and flooring it sounded so good. I mean, this was one of the best sounding engines I'd ever heard in real life. It was like a stock automatic Mustang. Also, I found a pro for this engine is that if you have a small and you don't like telling people, then you just buy this car and you won't have to tell them because they'll know automatically. But moving on to maybe my second favorite sounding engine on here, and it's the Hyundai Tiburon V6 engine. So if you didn't know, the Hyundai Tiburon GT has a V6, and it sounds like a fucking supercar. This thing is insane. All right, let's take a listen. Also, these cars look kind of sporty. I mean, they are sort of meant to be a sports car, so then basically all you have to do is like put some supporting mods on. Here's one I like. It looks kind of cool, and then you basically have a supercar. Just don't tell people it's front-wheel drive. But yeah, this thing sounds so insane, and you can buy it for $3K. But moving on, we have the Volkswagen VR6, and I had to put this on the list because, yeah, Volkswagen guys go crazy about this engine. It sounds, to me, it honestly sounds a bit like a VQ, but, you know, it sounds mean, and, like, I heard one in real life, it sounded dirty. So this is a cool engine. You can get it in a Golf or a Jetta, I'm pretty sure. Maybe another VAG product. So yeah, definitely worth your consideration. And moving on is the Mustang V8. And I had to put this engine on the list because otherwise kids who kiss their dad on the lips would get mad at me. But I wasn't gonna put it on the list originally because it's such an obvious choice. Like, oh, good sound car, V8 Mustang. But yeah, I mean, it does sound kind of good, I guess, but honestly, it's like kind of an overrated choice, so let's just move it on. And the last one here is the Lexus 1UZ, and this engine is so sick, dude. So basically, it's a Lexus V8, and it was made for like their luxury cars, like the LS400 and the SC400. And yeah, these cars are nice, and the engine sounds so good. All right, let's just hear it. Yeah, I mean, honestly, like, one of the best sounding engines I've ever heard, and it's a V8. Yeah. Also, the LS400 is a baller. It's sort of retro, but it's cool as shit. This car definitely works on girls. I mean, why wouldn't it? I mean, luxury cars always do. Also, they're rear-wheel drive, if you didn't know. And this is one of my favorite cars on the list, and they're actually surprisingly cheap, the LS400. For some reason. If you enjoyed this video, then you'll probably like this one about the most fun cars you can buy for $3K, because I mean, you're already shopping in the $3K budget range, so you might as well check out those cars because they are fun, they are sick. I think I had some funny entries in there too. Yeah, that's a good video and you should probably go watch it.